Hello and welcome to another episode of Humans in 5.
In order to reduce the spread of COVID-19 or the novel coronavirus, both of us in Canada, and probably quite a lot of you, are being advised to socially distance or shelter in place and reduce contact with people. Where possible, many people have been asked to work from home or to work online in less crowded spaces. This makes for a few people spending a lot of time indoors.
We at Humans in 5 are all about taking some time to catch up on TV, on crafts, spending time with pets and loved ones, but we'd be lying if we said we haven't been feeling a bit of cabin fever.
The term cabin fever refers to feeling distressed or anxious about being confined indoors for an extended period of time. The phrase possibly originated in North America in the 1900s among people suffering from typhus, an infectious disease that required people to be isolated to prevent its spread.
A 1984 study led by Paul Rosenblatt looked at just what cabin fever meant amongst men and women living in Minnesota in the USA. Minnesota is known for having quite heavy snowfall in the winter, which sometimes leaves people stuck inside for long stretches of time. Researchers found that cabin fever meant feeling restless, bored, irritable, and needing to break from the routine that was formed by having limited options to leave the indoors.
There have been some really extreme examples of the results of cabin fever. Researchers and others working in polar regions are living indoors often for months at a time. In 1996, two cooks at a research station in Antarctica got into a fight when one of them attacked another with a hammer. In 2000, researcher Rodney Marks died at a research base in the South Pole, potentially having been poisoned by a colleague.
On a biological level, spending lots of time indoors may mean some issues with sleeping and getting certain vitamins. Our access to natural light and how it changes throughout the day has an impact on the hormonal pathways that help regulate sleep. Depending on how much light we see indoors, this might actually stop us from sleeping.
Sunlight also gives us vitamin D, a key vitamin in tissue maintenance. While we can get some vitamin D through the sunlight streaming indoors, we're best advised to head outside for about 10 minutes to properly get a bit of it into our systems.
Beyond how our bodies function, being cooped up in the same place may mean we're spending a lot of time alone. Research has shown that a lack of socialization is one of the major mental health issues amongst people who are quarantined for medical purposes or in solitary confinement in prisons. Humans are a very social species, and being separated for long periods is hard on our bodies and our minds.
Being indoors in specific circumstances is seen as a positive thing sometimes. For example, the Danish have a word for being indoors and feeling cozy, comfortable with friends and loved ones. The word for this is hygge, and it has inspired people to do everything from knit blankets to decorate their homes using Scandinavian trends, all as a part of being cozy and indoors with friends.
Now, there are plenty of people who spend a lot of time indoors for reasons other than COVID-19. People with different types of disabilities and chronic health conditions may not be able to get outside, or may also be spending time away from crowded areas where their health could be compromised. It's important that we remember that an indoor life is the reality for many people before complaining about the self-isolation precautions we need to take to save lives.
So just how can we stave off cabin fever in all of this? Health professionals recommend we try keeping to a routine as much as possible, finding ways to get our blood pumping with some exercise, keep eating fresh fruit and vegetables and set meal times, and to vary our activities. Instead of binge watching one season of a TV series, watch an episode and then do something else.
We hope we're bringing you a breath of fresh air in these indoor times, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!